So we do a quick video. I didn't upload one yesterday just because for some reason the internet, the package I have is really sporadic when crossing from France to Belgium. And then I've somehow used all three of my power banks in the first day. And then the first campsite I got completely screwed on, such a scam. I'm going to be dishing reviews out on this trip, definitely. It's €14.50 to pitch my own tent on a tiny patch of land with nothing included. And on their website it said £5. And I actually emailed them on another account after I paid to see if I got scammed or not, and I don't think I did. I mean, I obviously did a little bit, but they emailed back and it was completely unaffiliated address and name to say it was £13.50. So I got ripped off by €1 at least, but €3 for the camping, which doesn't make sense. It says 5 for on their website for the tent. They said 3 in the email and then 10 for the person. Well, obviously you're not going to bring a tent without a person, are you? I really hate that. Belgium, again, stereotypes, completely true. Just one of the most boring places in the world, really. Not just because it's flat, which is great for me because of the bike. Just boring. The people are so dull. Weather's dull. There's no life anywhere. All the basic amenities that you'd expect from, say, a Spanish town, bustling with little cafes and stuff, or Portugal, or even parts of France, just doesn't exist in Belgium. It really is the most dull country. And I think I've said that before. And the stereotypes exist for a reason. It's totally true. So what else has happened? Oh yeah, so near Dunkirk, so along the French-Belgian border in the north, it was much nicer. I've noticed when you get to Lille, the moment you see trash, you see actually non-Caucasian people immediately. So I didn't see any trash at all the entire way until just outside of Lille, and then like little towns, so maybe like 10 kilometers outside, and then just trash everywhere. And the moment you saw trash everywhere, just people wearing hijabs or African people, no Caucasian people. So obviously a complete correlation there, but that's of course the way, and because it's culturally normative in their own society, so they come over here and then just dump their trash everywhere. Anyway, what else? The weather's been okay actually, surprisingly. I've managed to evade the rain so far. Huge problems with the bike, just so many problems. Even with that, I've made really good ground. The first day I made I'm taking the smaller roads just to avoid the traffic and it's more scenic, and I made about, I think 60 to 60 something K, which I said in the last video in the first day, and that's coming from Dunkirk through the countryside to the Belgian border on the Belgian side, just before a place I'm going to butcher, the First World War battle site, Ypres, I think that's correct, Ypres. And from there on I went all the way past northern Lille and into a place called, I think it's Tournai, a historic town. So I haven't measured that yet, but it was 50k from where I was sleeping to northern Lille where I was going to go, and I went significantly more than that. So I'm going to say 80k, but I'll verify this all in the next video, and actually I'll put it in the description if I'm right or not. And then today I'm going to try and hit something pretty good, because I managed last night. I rocked up to a campsite after the worst day, and it was closed at 7 p.m, but everything was open, so I just set my tent up there and then checked out this morning as a guy was cleaning up at I think it was 7:45 a.m. No one to pay, so that was a free night, and there was drinking water as well, but again no electricity. So this is my second phone. It's already going to die. I managed to use the last bit of internet I had on I've got unlimited internet, but before the original phone died, to download maps offline, and I'm going to do the same again because I think I have like 5% left on the original phone, assuming that's still there, and I've got a third phone and a fourth phone and a fifth phone, so I keep downloading Gmaps. And I'm out of power bank. There's obviously the solar works a little bit, but there's no sun because it's Belgium. I've noticed a few things about the bike. So noticed here the panniers on the wrong way. I've had, I don't know if you're getting this, a screw came out, didn't even hear it, so I've just, to stop the rattling, I put an elastic band around that. this has been an absolute nightmare. This pedal was bent, completely bent, and was squeaking like a butchered cat for the last 40 k's, and I managed to see a little bike shop called Ben's Cycles. I'll be giving him a 5-star review, just in the middle of a tiny village, basically, like a swanky little bike shop. And I went in, and I had the tool, but it just wasn't possible because the spanner I have, the wrench, it's like a really thin wrench, so if you put hand pressure on it, it just slices your hand. The amount of force you need, I need to get a new one of those. Yeah, he did it, he fixed it, which is absolutely brilliant. And like I said, it's 11:42, about to hit Mons probably by 1 at a slow pace. So that's 50 k's done, 50 k's flat, and I'm going to go a lot further than that, I think, today. Everything is pretty much fine. The bike is obviously a cheap bike, so I can't really diss it that much. I didn't pay anything, but the actual price on Amazon is $169, so pretty cheap. These were coming off yesterday. I literally was wondering what I was trying to pinpoint the sound. It was the fucking pedal in the end. But when I was checking everything, these were so loose. The front tire almost came off. Other things. So originally I had that backpack on the front. It wasn't working. It's too big. So I've strapped this to the front, and I've put the helmet on the back, which is good because this supports it. Helmet's a nightmare. It just gives me a headache. They always give me a headache. I really can't stand them. Another issue, water. I don't have enough water. I keep stopping in supermarkets, just chugged a litre of yoghurt. There's loads of Lidl's and Aldi's, so that's good. Yeah, I guess that's what's happening. The bell's broken as well. I mean, I don't know how does a bell break? I'm not quite sure. Like, how does that? I don't really understand how the bell's broken. It's not making it to the thing. That's actually more important than people think, because you come across pedestrians on the cycleway and all that kind of stuff, and so that's another thing that's broken. So we're 2 days in, got a bell broken, screws are coming loose. In fact, there's a screw on the brake pad. I haven't checked anyone. I'll check that in a minute. That was coming loose too. Yeah, you really got to keep up on this. This is a bit loose as well. That's not good. So yeah, that's what's happening thus far. So I really need to stop at like a McDonald's or something to use their internet and charge phones, because this is getting kind of ridiculous. That's what happens when you buy cheap power banks. They literally do nothing. So yeah, that's what's happening thus far. Yeah, that goes on my back. That's what I was going to say. That's on the back. Another thing that's annoying. This kickstand I bought is too small for the bike. It didn't specify that it was for a specific. I mean, that must be for a child's bike, actually. I don't think it extends unless I'm being really retarded. Pretty sure it doesn't extend anyway. But yeah, that's going to start rattling soon, so I need to take that off at some point. I'm basically going to probably need to book in at some point to a nice hostel or a hotel or something, just to get everything charged, get everything fixed, get everything cleaned up. Just have one day every 5 days or so where you just you can still make the journey and make the miles, but then at the end of the day you can just clean everything up, get it back to scratch, get everything organised. I like to be organised. So yeah, there we go. So far, probably looking today, minimum of 70 kit, probably more, probably 80 today. So 8:16. Yeah, we're about 220 kilometres in 3 days, which isn't bad. Yesterday, so many problems. Stopped about 40 times just because the rattling was so irritating. I can't even tell you, especially when there's loads of people around. My bike, it was really that loud until like an hour and a half ago. So yeah, stopped about 40 times, still made 80k. So the 100k is really quite feasible, and I've got unnecessary weight still. Certain things are going to get used and not replaced just because they're not necessary. Carrying quite a bit of food as well. There's at least an extra 5, 6, 7 keys that's not really particularly necessary. That will just kind of exhaust itself out and not get replaced. And gas is another thing. Probably don't need 2 gas cans. I've got an excess of food now. Just because actually, like in Belgium and France, food is so spenny. It's unbelievable the prices people pay here. Like the UK, as I've said, is one of the cheapest countries in the world. Can't even compare. I mean, and if you go to Germany as well, compare the prices in Germany, Belgium, wow. So we'll leave it there, 10 minutes flat. See you next bit.